Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. My name is Nate, and welcome back to another weather live stream. Seems it just keeps rolling, I guess. We're getting more and more storms, more and more severe weather, and you know how it is. We've got to cover most, if not all of it, at least the stuff that could potentially be tornadic. We do have a tornado watch that has been issued across portions of Indiana and Ohio, as well as a severe thunderstorm watch into portions of Michigan. So we're going to be watching those areas mainly here today. As you can see, we have our yellow area here, which is where our severe weather risk is going to be located. This is going to be for portions of, once again, Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, and extreme western Pennsylvania. That includes areas like Erie and Pittsburgh. Some other areas that also are in the yellow is Kansas City, Topeka, Manhattan, and areas near Holton and Marysville, as well as St. Joseph, all the way down into Butler, Missouri. Now, the main threat for tornadoes is once again going to be within the area that we are going to be live streaming for, but there is the potential for a tornado to be possible down into portions near Wichita. However, there's a lot of inversion in that area, so some storms may not even form if they are given the chance, because there's just, once again, not a whole lot of stuff that's really allowing this thing to kind of at least amplify into the level that it needs to be. If you haven't already, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below and subscribe. That helps us spread the information with more and more people on YouTube and gets onto YouTube's algorithm. Once again, that is greatly appreciated. And with that being said, we are going to be talking about the severe weather that is now going to be moving across portions of northeastern Indiana, as we have a couple of storms here. There's this one up here near Angola, as well as Pleasant Lake and Ashley. If you guys live in those areas, you need to get indoors and stay away from windows. This other severe storm that's down here that was over near Kendallville and Corunna, that is now once again moving out of your area here very soon, and it'll be moving very close to I-69. So if you guys live along the I-69 corridor, you guys are definitely going to want to watch out for the potential of some severe weather. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts is the main thing with this one. There's not really that much of a hail risk associated with these storms. The further south you go, that's usually where the more severe weather could be located. But we do have a lot of these other storms that are going to be developing. There's one that's just to the west of Fort Wayne that has maybe a little bit of hail within it. Not enough to be severe. It'll just be probably pea-sized hail to penny-sized hail that is possible. But if you're over in the Fort Wayne area, you guys are definitely going to want to watch out for the threat of severe weather. You also have this other severe thunderstorm warning that is now moved off into portions of Bernie, as well as Geneva, Monroe, and then eventually Chattanooga into portions of Ohio. So it's right on the border of Indiana and Ohio as of this time. This storm is pretty much a cluster. A lot of these storms here at this time are going to be a bit of a cluster, but this does have a little bit of rotation associated with it. If we take a look at the Doppler velocities, you can see greens are the winds moving towards the radar, reds are the winds moving away. So right in the middle is where the tornadic rotation would be, somewhere right within there, just to the south of Monroe, just to the north of Bernie, well south of Decatur, and the storm is going to be moving off just to the northeast, heading towards the Wren and the Wilshire areas, and then eventually towards Van Wert into portions of Ohio. So folks that are over there definitely are going to want to watch out at minimum for some strong damaging winds, because if a tornado does not consolidate, the rotation can still create a lot of strong damaging winds. And so folks that are over there are definitely going to want to watch out. We have some other storms that are going to be moving on through. I'm going to move my my Indianapolis radar over here in a second. But these storms, once again, are still looking to be pretty sporadic. We're going to have a pretty multi-cell mode, if you will. A lot of storms that just kind of pop in and around and just kind of be there. It's not really all too significant at the beginner stage. It's when they start to get over into Ohio is when stuff can start to ramp up. And once again, that'll likely be here pretty soon, within the next hour, I should say, as to when storms can start to be a little bit more, I would say, severe with its characteristics. As I said, if you haven't already, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. It helps us spread the information with as many people as possible. Subscribe if you haven't already, as we are 2 subscribers once again away from getting back to 51,300. And I appreciate everyone who's over on Twitch watching live right now. Once again, thank you guys so much. I'm going to see if I can get a decent camera view. I know there are some cameras in Indiana, and eventually I'm going to want to actually put some stuff up there as well. There's a camera that's over in Greenville that's looking down to the south. If I pull up this camera, stream is no longer available. That sucks. Let's see if I can... see if I can fix that. Oh my goodness. I'm going to turn off my thing there. Storm team cameras. So we want Greenville. If I can find Greenville. That's Dayton. That's Middletown. Troy, Springfield, North Dayton, East Dayton, South Dayton. That's Middletown. So I need to find... Where is Trotwood, Ohio? We'll play the loop of these storms until we find a good camera. Because we're a one-man show here on stream. We don't have any additional producers. We do everything by ourselves. Watching from Utah, you have close family in Hicksville, Ohio, near Bryan and above Van Wert. Oh. Well, then I'll have to watch out for that. You said Hicksville. Oh, I see Hicksville. I see it. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for you. If I see anything that is heading directly for Hicksville that could be significant, I'll let you know. Expect some storms to start to be a little bit more intense heading into Fort Wayne. If you're in Fort Wayne, once again, a strong thunderstorm, not a severe thunderstorm, a strong thunderstorm is heading off into that area. Might be something that you guys are going to watch. Near Dayton and Beaver Creek. That is interesting. Why is there no cameras up here in northwestern Ohio? See, I had a camera there. There is a camera in Troy, Ohio, to which I have. It's looking southwest. I guess that's just going to have to be the best view for us, I guess, for right now. Once again, if you're just tuning in here right now, we do have severe weather that is going to exist here across portions of Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, and then eventually later on tonight, Pennsylvania. The near-term tornado risk is going to start to increase here within the next hour or so. And from about 2 o'clock Eastern all the way through to about 4 o'clock, maybe 5 o'clock Eastern. That is when the maximized tornado risk is going to be. Here's our live look out of Troy, by the way. Tabletop Geek. With the 2 earlier on in the stream, I wanted to set myself up, so I apologize for not showing all the stuff. But Tabletop Geek with the 2 and the 2 again, so it's 4. Says, thoughts on Friday for North Carolina. North Carolina, well, first off, let me try and pull up another side screen here. There's my budgeting stuff. Thank you so much for contributing to our upgrades fund for upgrading the studio that we are working with right now. I really do appreciate you. The stuff on Friday, that's a marginal risk. Honestly, the stuff based off of the trends, it looks like a lot of wind and hail from what I remember. You have basically a stationary boundary that's going to be in place over the area. And the stationary boundary doesn't really favor a whole lot of vorticity in general. So, a lot of wind and hail from what I can tell. Brunswick, Ohio, anything near there yet? Let me check. I appreciate that, both Shirley and Charlotte, for letting me know and helping me out where that is. Let me pull up Google Maps, because I know I'm definitely going to have to help people out with some of these storms in some of the local areas. The Echo Tops have gotten over 30,000 feet with this storm that is over near Fort Wayne, for the person who asked. Brunswick, Ohio. There's nothing there yet. Everything is on the west side of the state. They'll get their stuff a little bit later on. To all the people that are in the path of these storms here today, I hope you guys stay safe, of course. There's a new severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued for portions of Van Wert, and this would be Adams County. So Convoy and Van Wert and Wren, Wilshire. This is the storm that we were talking about earlier that had a little bit of rotation, and it still looks like it still does have rotation. If we go back to our live screen here, you can see that we have on the Doppler velocities some greens moving towards the radar, reds moving away. Right in the middle is where the tornadic rotation would be. Nothing too consolidated right now, so of course we can't really say that this is a tornado. But this is still definitely something that we're going to want to watch out for. You know, I forgot to do something, chat. And, excuse me for not doing it. Yeah, we can't turn on closed captions anymore. So I apologize, everyone who enjoyed closed captions. It's not on for this stream. I forgot to do it. I'm a donut. I appreciate that, Shirley. And then I also need to fix slow mode, 15 seconds. Boom. Should be good now. Should be decent. There we go. We're good. As I said, if you haven't already, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. That really does help us out. Get this information out to more and more people on YouTube. If we get onto the algorithm, we can continue to spread this information with more and more people. And that's what we want. So once again, just the main storm here to watch is this one heading into Van Wert. We can also look at this storm that's over here near Angola. This one has just a little bit of rotation, but not really too much. It's more of a cluster once again. Everything's pretty much a cluster at this point. Everything is pretty much a cluster at this point. You live in Decatur County? Is that what I'm showing on the radar? Decatur County. I'm assuming you're talking about Decatur County, Ohio, and not Indiana. I just want to make sure. Mystic, what's up? Welcome to the Twitch. I need to really be able to figure out a way to get a side screen to where I can have... You know what? You know what, chat? I've got an idea. I've got an idea. If you guys don't mind holding on for like 2 seconds. By the way, how is everyone doing today? How is everyone doing today? Tell me in chat how you guys are doing. We're at 51,300 subscribers. There we are. Sup, how advocate? All right, I am going to move that, this, and this out and away. That. I am moving my laptop. Watch this. I now have my laptop over here. This is shades of the old Nate Snyder YouTube channel. Shades of the old Nate Snyder YouTube channel. What? Chasing this event, the Angola cell, GR2 isn't updating while in the car, however your stream works. Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna pull up on Google my Twitch stream. Watch this here, guys. This is gonna be pretty cool. Twitch.tv/Nate_Snyder. And as my Twitch tries to load, I'll have the chat for both Twitch I just want to see. There we go. Perfect. Now I can have chat on the side. Lima, Ohio, please advise. Yes, so, or it's actually not Lima, it's Lima. My apologies. Lima is still got a little bit of time before storms will actually head off into your area, so it's not going to be super significant at this time. It'll be a little bit later. But do I have a blister on my finger? Yeesh. Used to moderate for Ohio Weather Channel years ago? Sheesh. How's the tornado risk look for Miami County, Ohio? Miami County, I believe, is north of Dayton, and it is. Storms are going to be moving into your area over the next hour. Right now, things are good. It looks like this storm here that's heading into Van Wert County is pretty much the main storm to watch for right now. A lot of these storms are doing something called clustering. It's basically when you have a lot of multi-cell thunderstorms, all right? So notice how thunderstorms are basically all over the place here on your screen. So you have like one right here, here, here. You know, you got a few back here and here. And they all start to kind of combine and they start to turn into this giant cluster. So this giant cluster usually favors a lot of strong damaging winds and some spotty hail in some instances. But if there can be any storm that could be out by itself, then it could be potentially tornadic. And that's what we're watching here today. Of course, there is the tornado watch that has been issued for this general area. I'm doing good, Matt. Thank you. The cell can go into Ridgeville, Indiana, can organize. It'd be scary to see. You cell in Ridgeville. You said what? Is this one? Or are these ones down here? I'm gonna have to look up where Ridgeville is. Because I honestly have no idea. I'm an idiot. Guys, give me a second here. Give me a second, please. I need to organize my tabs. There you go. You didn't know you'd get some singing along with this. It's the content that you did not ask for. New feature on the SPC mesoanalysis? Mesoanalysis photographs? Are you serious? Hold up. Time out, time out, time out, time out. Everyone time out. Everyone time out. You have family in Muncie, Indiana. How are they looking? All right, I'm going to look up all the areas that people need weather for real quickly. Muncie. Oh, we're looking at Muncie right now. Geesh. Muncie just needs to watch out for general severe weather. Nothing's too significant at this time, but Muncie, they will definitely need to watch. What's the possibility of severe weather for Fishers, Indiana, just north of Indianapolis? Fishers, it's pretty low, honestly. There's some thunderstorms that are near your area, but it's not really severe at all. So I would say pretty low. Lorain County, Ohio here. Hoping no storms for you all. Yeah, I hope you guys don't really get a whole lot either. If you haven't already, by the way, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below and subscribe. That helps us spread the information with as many people as possible. Get onto YouTube's algorithm. Wayne County, Michigan. Yes, of course. I can take a look at that. Wayne County, I believe, is southeastern or eastern portions. Yeah, southeastern portions of Michigan. So Detroit's going to really see a lot of thunderstorms here in the late afternoon hours. We're talking about 3 to 4. Probably 3 o'clock is a little bit more reasonable. Somewhere in between the two. I'm sure you guys wouldn't complain if it was a little bit later on. Depending upon how things develop, but yeah, watch out for that. Hello from Dayton. Let me know if you can help. I appreciate you. All you guys can do is just help spread the information with a bunch of people. That's it. We're just trying to spread awareness about these storms. What's up for Tennessee today? Not really too much. Not really too much. Don't want to sound annoying, but what would I expect there to be a hail risk? What time would I expect the hail risk to be in Pittsburgh? I think it would be like, what, 8 o'clock? I think it would be. I could take a look at the models. The models are the way to go. They are tools. They are not gospel. A lot of people seem to love to look at the models and make it out to be whatever is on the models is what's going to happen, but the problem is that's not the case. Hail risk. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Sometime around that time frame. If you, oh, are we at 100 likes? Yeah, I think we are at 100 likes. There we go. We're at 155 likes, actually. So, yeah, once again, continue to help us spread the information with more and more people as we try to once again, get this out to as many people as possible. There's no thumbs up button over here. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, based on followers and chat activity for the Twitch algorithm. Is that really? So if people just want to continue to chat, people want to be, people want to watch on Twitch and stuff like that. There you go. If you haven't already, by the way, if you're on YouTube and you would like to see this live stream just a little bit sooner, about 10 to 30 seconds sooner, because YouTube's processing is not exactly the greatest, click the link in the chat. That'll get you over onto Twitch. We're, I believe it's, what, 7 followers away? Seven followers away. All right, for whatever reason, that's just not gonna work. All right, I love my computer. It's just not gonna work. Sun's come out in central Ohio. Yeah, right now the sun will continue to be out. Let's actually take a look at the satellite. You bring up a valid point. You bring up a very good point. Satellite and radar. True color. You think localized will be small enough? Yes, it will. There you go. So here's the current satellite imagery out here for our severe weather risk. JR Boy with the 4 bits. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Says, did you see the day 2 outlook? I did, and I don't know why they issued a 5 tour. I don't know why they did. Northeastern lower Michigan. Cloudy, breeze with occasional showers. That'll likely continue to be the case. If I go up to Grand Rapids, I'll be able to show you guys. Yeah, there's a couple rain showers that are over here, like Harrisville and Alpena, Rogers City. That'll continue to be the case, honestly. That's a supercell that's south of Lansing, Michigan. You know, that might actually be a storm for us to watch out for. If you're in Lansing, Michigan, there's a supercell that is out in front of the line here. That is definitely a heck of a supercell. And you can tell this is one of your more well-defined supercells because the storm is rotating. You can see it has a little bit of a hook on it. It's trying to get all of its rain that's in the body of the storm. All right, so all this rain that's in the body, and it's starting to wrap it around into a little bit of a tail or a little bit of a little hook. And so that little hook can be associated with some rotation. And here on the Doppler velocities, you can see we have greens moving towards the radar, reds moving away. Right in the middle is where the tornadic rotation would be. We want counterclockwise spin here. So if you're near Lansing, or as people would like me to pronounce it, Lansing, to emphasize the land. You can also see the radar also has a tornado vortex signature automated onto it. I'm not exactly sure how correct that is. I don't really see anything that tells me that there's a tornado on the ground at this time, but once again, you can see this upside down triangle that shows us the automated tornado vortex signature that the radar has placed upon this thing, which tells us that there is likely something here that is tornadic. Whether that is on the ground or not, that is once again to be determined. If you haven't already, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. That helps us spread information with more and more people on YouTube. And if you're on Twitch, just continue to be in chat, talk, try and do all sorts of cool stuff. That stuff actually helps out the Twitch algorithm. Does the screen become blurry at times? Sometimes you just have to go into your settings, the bottom right-hand side, go to quality and change it off of audio and either change it to 7020p or 1080p. Something like that. The quality is fully dependent upon the internet connection that you have. You said something about a new feature on mesoanalysis? I did, and actually I'm going to show you guys here in a second. Any cameras near the area? There's actually, I believe, I think I might have, I do have a camera in Lansing, or Lansing, not Lansing, but Lansing. Now, it is at the Michigan State University campus, so we can't exactly see too much, I'm going to be honest with you. But now, if there were more cameras that people may have, like if anyone knows if there are any more sky cameras that are in portions of Michigan, or heck, if there's any sky cameras that you guys know of, send it to me on Discord or Twitter. I have a link tree that is in the description down below. You'll be able to find me in those over there. But I want to go over here. There is a new feature on mesoanalysis that I absolutely love. I'll tell you what. If I go over, if I change our sector to over here, if you double click anything within this area, if you double click anything within that area, there's a little tab. Sorry, I had to sneeze. You can double click anything and you can click Hodograph. Look at that. You can now see the hodograph within the local area from the wrap, because that's what mesoanalysis uses. And right now, the hodograph is pretty terrible. Can I look up street cameras? The traffic cameras in Michigan, I believe, if I remember correctly, are not great. I can look it up, though. Let me put the radar back on these storms. As we now have a new severe thunderstorm warning now for portions of Mercer County and Auglaize County. Those storms might actually head up towards Lima. For the person who was over in Lima, that was in my stream, you guys might see some severe weather here pretty soon. If you haven't already, once again, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below and even subscribe. Help grow our community and help us get onto YouTube's algorithm, as we want to try to spread this knowledge to more and more people. WILX TV has several cameras. Is that in Dayton? Because I have almost every single camera in Dayton ever. Go to map. New tornado warning. It's likely for that cell.
Tornado warning for northern Ingham County in south central Michigan, eastern Eaton County in south central Michigan.
All right. Well, there's your new tornado warning for Lansing, Michigan. If you guys live in Lansing as well as Holt and Mason, you guys need to get in your safe space, underground or lowest innermost part of your building, particularly a bathroom or a closet with no windows, so you can put as many walls between yourself and the tornadic rotation as possible. Wow, these cameras. Okay, so we don't really have a whole lot of cameras over here in Lansing at all. WILX is in Lansing? Oh, okay. So WILX sky cameras. None of them are live, which is unfortunate. That is a heck of a supercell. I'll tell you what, this is a very well-pronounced supercell. If you guys live, once again, in Holt, areas near Mason or west of Mason, north of Eaton Rapids, you guys need to get in your safe space. You can see rain wrapping around pretty significantly. Right at the leading edge of that hook is where we could expect the tornadic rotation to be. If you look at the velocities, the Doppler velocities here, you can see reds are moving away from the radar. Greens are moving towards. Right in the middle is where the tornadic rotation would be. It's very broad at this time, but over the past, I'd say 5-10 minutes, this thing has been slowly but surely steadying itself to try and be tornadic. The rotation has actually kind of died just a little teeny bit. It's weakened. It's still, once again, still got a chance to be tornadic within this area. So do not discredit this storm whatsoever. Do not discredit this storm whatsoever. It still can definitely try to do stuff. Yeah, there are no live cameras over in Lansing at all. All these are picture cameras. Detroit Free Press has lists for live cameras. Interesting. WLNS. Okay. WLNS sky cameras. I think I actually checked that earlier, which is interesting. The good news for folks that are in Lansing, or not Lansing, Lansing. The good news for you guys over there is that the northern side and the western side seems to be in the clear from the tornadic thunderstorm. All right, so downtown Lansing, you guys are likely to be just a little bit too far north. The storm will try and pass to your south near the intersection of 496 and 96 on the southeastern side of the city. But the folks that are over here near Holt and Mason and just to the west of Mason, just to the east of Diamonddale, if you live in those areas, as well as South Lansing, and eventually towards the Williamston areas and maybe Hazlet, you guys need to get indoors. You need to stay away from windows. Once again, if you're just tuning in here right now, we have a tornado warning here for Lansing, Michigan. And the threat for tornadoes is definitely possible within this storm. Otherwise, they wouldn't have issued a tornado warning, right? If you would like to help us get this information out to as many people as possible, once again, please be sure to copy this live stream and send it to friends and family, as well as on social media. That would, once again, help us get this live stream out to more and more people. That is something that we want to do. Huber Heights area look okay. I'll have to look at that here in a second. I think Dayton's fine for right now. They're going to get some storms later on. Just right now, here, guys, we're going to want to continue to watch out for this tornadic thunderstorm here that is approaching the southern portions of Lansing. Or Lansing, not Lansing. I've been so used to saying Lansing for the longest time. I don't know why. I appreciate you guys being out here in the live stream as well. If you guys have any questions about your areas, you can always ask in the chat, as long as, of course, I'm able to try and provide something for you all. And, of course, if chat isn't too chaotic, because I want to be able to try and make sure I answer everyone's questions. But for right now, we are zoned in on just one particular storm right here. This is the cell that is in Eaton County as well as Ingham County for a tornado warning. Right now, we are looking at this storm right here. This one in particular. This one has signs of being tornadic because, number one, based off of radar, you can see the rain wrapping around into a hooking fashion, just like that. Right at the leading edge of the hook is where the tornadic rotation would be. And if you go over to the Doppler velocities, that is exactly what we have here. We have something called a left flank velocity enhancement, which is just basically a streamwise of air. It's it's like an air current. If you can imagine air being pulled into one particular space in general, that is what we look for in some instances for tornadic thunderstorms. A left flank velocity enhancement here on the side. And this is, once again, winds. We are looking at winds going away and towards here on the Doppler velocities. Greens moving towards the radar, reds moving away. So right in the middle is where we'd watch out. There's not anything consolidated at this time. That's the good news. Nothing is really super consolidated. That definitely could change over time. That definitely could change. But for right now, it'll definitely be something that we're going to want to watch out for. Michigan State University has a live camera. Looks like WLNS is just photos. Yeah, and that's the one thing that I saw. I saw the Michigan State University live camera. And I'll keep that up I guess, for right now. You can take a look here to the live look at Michigan State University. It is definitely bustling with people. Obviously, there's a lot of classes at around this time. A lot of people are usually out at around this time. You know, when you talk about college students, usually a lot of their classes are in the afternoon. Some people have it in the morning, some people have it at night, but a lot of people usually have their classes here in the afternoon. And right now, it looks like, fortunately, the main activity is if it does move off into their area, it'll just be a lot of maybe some spotty hail and some heavy rain. It's not really going to be anything super tornadic for them at this time. But they are in the tornado warning, of course. They should still take shelter. They should still try and get into a sturdy building as quickly as possible. I'm sure when it starts raining for these guys, they'll start to really try to make their way into some form of building. How does mid to upper Ohio look this afternoon? First off, folks that are in Ohio are definitely going to want to watch out for severe weather. All right, that's just kind of what we're going to have to see. Just what we're going to have to watch out for. Guess the camera's pointed west. Dark to the left side. Yeah, either that or kind of northwest-ish. But it definitely is. If you are in Lansing, if you are on the north side of Lansing, you guys are okay. Folks that are in Clinton County, they're going to be seeing some localized damaging winds, but nothing tornadic. It'll be areas that are in the northwestern portions of Ingham County. So this is going to be areas in South Lansing, as well as East Lansing. If you guys are in these areas, you need to watch out. One thing that I do want to mention here is there is a lot of very large hail that's going to be localized here. Whether or not this shifts over to the left or shifts over to the right, we'll have to see. But this is a lot of very large hail that is associated with this thunderstorm. If you live in those areas, you definitely are going to want to watch out for that very, very closely. If you know anyone that lives in Lansing, as well as areas that are east of Lansing, like East Lansing near Michigan State University, areas near Holt, areas near Williamston, areas near Hazlet, feel free to share this live stream with them. Send a text message and say, hey, watch this dude. He's covering the live stream. You know, he's covering the storm live. Look at that. People are starting to run. People are definitely trying to get into shelter over there in East Lansing. But if you guys know anyone that lives in these areas, feel free to share this live stream with them. Or if you would like to help us spread our outreach onto more and more people's feed here on YouTube. Once again, you know, if you hit that thumbs up button down below and subscribe, once again, you can unsubscribe at the end of the stream. All right, you can do that if you really want to. But if you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe, that actually helps us get our live stream out to more and more people. We get onto YouTube's algorithm, and that allows us to spread this information with more and more people, get this out to more and more people's recommended feeds. So that would be greatly appreciated if you haven't already. If you're on Twitch, of course, continue to just communicate and chat and talk and stuff like that, as we are live on both YouTube and Twitch to try and get this out to as many people as possible. If you'd like to see this live stream about 10 to 30 seconds sooner, because YouTube's processing is not the greatest, you can actually click the link in chat that I just sent, and you guys can head over to Twitch. Leave a follow if you want to, especially if thunderstorms move on through their area eventually. That's fine, Ella. It doesn't, you know, it's not that big of a deal. But once again, if you're over here in downtown Lansing and East Lansing, you guys are going to want to watch out. The storm is now crossing over Interstate 96. It is now crossing over South Lansing. It is getting very close to Holt at this time. We have a lot of hail here. I'll tell you what. You see all these pinks and dark reds here, chat? This is basically where we could... this is basically where we could see more hail all this pink, all this dark red, this is noise that the radar is seeing. And it's basically because the storm is just producing a lot of hail. So if you're over here in South Lansing, as well as East Lansing and near downtown Lansing, in that stretch, you guys are going to want to get indoors and stay away from windows. Take a look at our live view out of Michigan State University, and you can see there are no one really walking out here now. There's some cars that are driving through, of course, but no one's really walking on the sidewalks anymore. The rain and the thunderstorm has now forced everyone indoors, which is good. I actually see a couple people walking in the very distance, but they're running. They're actually like trotting. And there's another person with an umbrella that I see. But, you know, compared to what we saw about 5 minutes ago, there was actually a lot more people walking out and about. And now since this thunderstorm is starting to get very close to their area, obviously they are starting to seek a little bit more shelter. You actually find that YouTube is ahead of Twitch? Really? I was going to say you might have to... I don't know. Because Twitch is way ahead on my screen. Twitch is way ahead on my screen. Like, within 2 to 3 seconds after I speak, Twitch actually says stuff. And then the earliest that YouTube can actually see stuff out of my mouth is 10 seconds. That's usually what I see. Once again, if you're here in East Lansing, continue to stay indoors, stay away from windows. Tornado warning for your area. There is a little bit of rotation that is still there. It is a little bit broad, however, so something is clearly not that consolidated at this time, but we have a lot of reds that are moving away from the radar, which is over near Grand Rapids. Reds moving away, greens moving towards. Right in the middle, right there. It's relatively weak at this time. Right in the middle, right over I-96 is where the tornadic rotation would be. And, yeah, once again, we just have a pretty strong storm that could be significant within these localized areas. So it's smart for you guys to continue to stay indoors. If you're near Lansing, or if you're near Lansing, or if you're on the east side of Lansing, East Lansing, as well as Hazlet and Holt and Okemos. If you're over in those areas, you need to get indoors. You need to stay away from windows. Turn low latency on, press the gear in advanced. Really? Oh, that makes sense. So if you go onto Twitch, you press the gear, and then you hit low latency, you will actually be able to see Twitch as soon as it is. So let's go back over here to our live radar. And once again, we just have our storm that is right here. It is moving over I-96, about to cross over 496 on the southeast side of the city. This is in Michigan, for those of you who don't know. And this is going to be moving very, very close to East Lansing, as well as Okemos and Hazlet. So if you're over there in those areas, you need to get indoors. You need to get in the lowest innermost part of your building. And you need to stay away from windows. Today is a 5 tor risk that has the potential to produce some tornadoes, Nooper. So that's the reason why I decided to be live. Real quickly, by the way, if there are areas that people want me to check, make sure that you put on and the state, or you could just give me your zip code. That's also pretty easy too. We're getting reports of $half sized hail from a spotter on I-96, so this is actually producing stronger than quarter-sized hail. There's the potential for us to even see ping pong ball sized hail within this storm. So now we're starting to get very close. We're starting to get very close to real damaging hail. Damaging hail is definitely very possible. If you are over in Eaton Rapids, Diamonddale, as well as Mason, you guys are in the clear. Same thing with Potterville. Potterville, you guys can get out of your safe space. Just make sure you stay away from windows if you can. But you guys over there are in the clear. Right now, it's now Hazlitt. It's East Lansing. It's areas west of Williamston, near Okemos. Not a whole lot of rotation on this storm right now. It's starting to weaken more and more, but if there was a tornado, it would be in the south side of Lansing, north of I-96. What about Henning, Minnesota? Minnesota's going to be fine from severe weather. They're not going to be seeing a whole lot. Yeah, a lot of hail over there. That makes sense. So that person that was in chat that's in the south side of Lansing just said huge hail and weird rain. But once again, if you're in South Lansing, you need to continue to stay indoors. All right, don't get out of your safe space quite yet. If you can, stay away from windows, just on the off chance if that hail comes at an angle. It could break your window, and of course, all those glass shards or even the hail could just pop up right into you. If you haven't already, once again, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. And even subscribe if you want. You can unsubscribe if you want. But that helps us get onto YouTube's algorithm. And it helps us actually spread this live stream out to more and more people who could potentially need it. Timing for southeastern Michigan. Interesting. Let me take a look. Timing would be for around 3 o'clock, give or take, is when I would watch out for some severe weather over there. That's the same thing for Detroit in general. Detroit, around 3 o'clock. Few areas of rotation in northwestern Ohio. I'll have to check that out in a bit. It might be better for us to actually move over to Detroit's radar. Once again, as I said, if you're in East Lansing, near Holt, Okemos, Hazlitt, South Lansing, you guys need to continue to stay in your safe space at this time. If it's more convenient for you to be in your safe space in an underground, lowest innermost part of your building, that is also good too. Spencerville, Ohio. Central Ohio near the Indiana border. North of Dayton by an hour-ish. You said Spencerville. I found Van Wert. That's a lightning strike. That's a report of a funnel cloud near St. Mary's by Ben McCone. Let me look it up here real quickly, chat. We're going to get back to the tornado warning here in a second. Spencerville. Wow, I couldn't find that. That's west of Lima. So if you're in Spencerville, continue to stay indoors. You got a severe thunderstorm warning for your area. A lot of strong winds. I'm sure you're experiencing that right now if you live in that area. But continue to stay indoors. Stay away from windows. Once again, strong wind and maybe some spotty hail is possible within that area. I'm going to move our Indianapolis radar over to Wilmington. And really just a lot of these storms that are over here in portions of southern to southeastern Michigan, southern to southeastern lower Michigan, as well as northwestern and west central Ohio. You guys are really going to be seeing your severe weather here within the short term, within the next hour to hour and a half. Thoughts on Western New York today? Desperate for weather? Unfortunately, you're going to still stay desperate because there's not really going to be too much. That's my thoughts. Yeah, there still is a little bit of rotation with the storm as it heads into East Lansing. If you're still in Lansing or East Lansing, you need to continue to stay indoors and stay away from windows. And we might actually be seeing a little bit of a recycling on the southeastern side. I appreciate you guys a lot. If you haven't already, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. That helps us spread the information with more and more people. Take a look at our live look out of the Michigan State University campus. Dublin, Ohio. Dublin's going to see their severe weather here. I would say, what, 2 hours from now, I'd say it's possible. I knew where Dublin was because Columbus Blue Jackets, my favorite team. Because yes. Listening to the Detroit Tigers play the Rangers in Detroit, they'll get most of the game in before the rain comes. Probably. Probably. I'm assuming their game started at 1. Yeah, I appreciate that, Sky High. I'm not sure. Oh, day 2 went enhanced? Why? Why did day 2 go enhanced? There's still a 2, or there's still a 5 tour. It went enhanced for wind. I don't know why. We could go live tomorrow. There's a good chance we could go live tomorrow. We'll see. Is anything touchdown near Lansing? No, not as of this time. There is a lot of wind. There is a lot of hail. Adams with the 10 bits. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. We love Snake streams. Thinks he's the best. I appreciate you. Wow. All right. The wind is going to start to really blow on through here in East Lansing. Look at that. Trees are not really whipping all too much. They're not really shaking and baking too much, which is good. I'd prefer if they don't. Wow. 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 Look at that, chat. Holy crap. I looked down at my phone for 1 second because I get a text, and now I get this. First off, can I just say the trees in the background are like probably gotta be the most sturdy trees ever. Because I can see the tree at the bottom. The tree at the bottom is definitely shaking and baking. These other trees that are out, I'm looking at this tree right here. You see this tree over here in the distance? That one's shaking and baking. This one right here is shaking and baking. This one right here is shaking and baking. Wow. I could still see that tree shaking over there in the distance. Yeah, these trees over here, they must be one of the sturdiest trees ever. They must be. Because you can clearly see they've got, you know, some really large trunks. They are oak trees, so they're not catching wind. That makes sense. Yeah, it's a lot of rain right now, a lot of wind. There is a little bit of rotation. Once again, tornado warning here still for portions of northern Ingham County. So if you live in there, please continue to stay indoors, stay away from windows. Adams with the 100 bits, thank you so much, I really do appreciate it. So some streamers get angry when I write like nonsense. You get more bits because you didn't get angry. Truly though, thank you for being a great weather streamer. Listen, here's my thing. If you write like an idiot, that's up to you and you alone, all right? But at the end of the day, I mean, you're here, I'm assuming, for a reason, which would be to watch meteorology. Because we're trying to, once again, tell people what's going on about weather. But whether you're here to watch if you're getting impacted or if you're just here to watch because weather's a hobby, you know, this is, you know, kind of an area that we all want to be a part of. So, you want to do that? That's fine. And how the rain has decreased significantly, but we're getting another storm here back behind it. Look at this here, guys, real quickly. So here's East Lansing, right there. This is where our camera is at, or at least right around that area. There's our first storm. Our first storm that produced a lot of strong damaging winds is now going to move over towards Hazlet. So if you're in Hazlet, you're going to want to watch out. The threat for severe weather and maybe even the chance for a tornado, which if there was still a tornado on the ground, or if there was a tornado in progress, or something of the sort, it would be over in East Lansing heading towards Hazlet. But I personally don't believe it is. There is another storm that is back and behind this that is now moving through South Lansing. So if you give about, I'd say 5 to 10 minutes if you're in South Lansing, you guys are going to be good. You guys can get out of your, safe space. There's another storm that's going to be moving on through, and that one could probably produce some damaging winds as well. So if you guys are over in the same areas, just continue to stay indoors. Stay away from windows. Storm's over for Indiana. For the most part, with the exception of eastern Indiana. But if you're in northeastern Indiana, you guys are good. I appreciate everyone who's actually helped us out with the live stream. People help out in a multitude of ways. All right. First off, just by being here is one of the best ways that you guys can help us out here on the channel. If you like weather to an extent, or if you just want to use us as a primary source of meteorology, if you want to know what's going on with the weather, we upload videos, we do live streams and stuff like that. Just being here, coming to watch the live streams and stuff like that, or watching my videos, that helps out significantly. All right. The other way that you can help out with, and this is without financially even funding us, because we don't really ask for money here. I mean, money, if you really, want to support a good cause, give it to the Red Cross. Red Cross does a lot more with their money and put it into good things than what we do. We put it back into the stream. We help me pay my bills. That's it. All right. If you want to help people, and make a difference, go donate your money to the Red Cross. All right. But if you want to help us out in other ways, by spreading the live stream, by spreading our channel, by hitting the thumbs up button down below and subscribing and stuff like that, all that stuff helps us increase our community. We want to continue to expand our outreach to more and more people. And so by increasing our community, we get more people every live stream to help us out, to help us get this information out to more and more people. And, some of this information that we provide is going to be beneficial to some people who are going to be impacted. East Lansing is going to start to get more and more thunderstorm activity here soon. You can do the Red Cross, or if you want, if you know any local charity that's next to some of the people that are impacted, you can donate to that too. Either or. There's some form of charity that you guys can donate to. That would be better. In my opinion. But reporting 1-inch hail in Lansing. That makes sense. Lansing. Yeah, you can do Red Cross, you could do a local company, either or. Something like that. Donate to a cause that is helpful. That was a minute and a half ago. Tornado just crossed this location within the last minute. Not condensed, funnel overhead, rapidly rotating upward motion at the ground with winds above 60. Funnel overhead. So how is this person going to say that it's a tornado if it didn't touch the... I don't know. If you're near Wapakoneta, you guys need to watch out for the threat of some severe weather, and maybe even something tornadic that is possible. Dayton Airport radar, 1 degree tilt. That's true. I can use that. Taylor, Michigan. Let me take a look. Taylor, Michigan. They're going to see their stuff towards the top of the hour at around 3 o'clock. At around 3 o'clock. We're at 700 followers on Twitch. There we go. We're starting to grow our community over there as well. Let's go back to our tornado warning over here in Lansing. If you are in South Lansing or in downtown Lansing, you guys are in the clear. I can give you guys the all good. You are safe from the tornadic threat. If you're in East Lansing, give it about 2 minutes and you'll be good. Hazlitt, Okemos, Bath, you're still in the severe storm right now. You need to watch out. So you need to stay in the lowest innermost part of your building and stay away from windows. Yeah, you can give to the Salvation Army. You can donate to Goodwill. There you go. There's all sorts of charities that you can give to. Southern Wells. I usually don't check Discord. Or not Discord. My messages on Twitch. So I'll look at that real quick. Southern Wells Community Schools. That's what, south of Fort Wayne? You guys should be all right for the most part. Central tornado heading towards Buckland, Ohio. Saw tightening couplet. I'll look into that. Sup, Kigglers? Yeah, it looks like there's not really too much here now in East Lansing. But, you know, give it 1 more minute. You guys should be good. Buckland is going to be seeing some severe weather, I believe. Or they are near a storm. Nothing severe for you guys quite yet. But once again, continue to stay in your safe space if you can. Get indoors, I should say. You're not in your safe space. Is there any place that you would recommend you would donate to, Humblebee? Because I'm more than willing to give to just places in general that are not me, because all the money that I would have is going to be put back into me. That's my point. You can do so much better. Because I don't run a charity. I donate to him. What's up, Debbie? Welcome to the stream. The weather cares? I'll look into it. Ohio's going to see some severe weather eventually. West Ohio is actually seeing it right now, to be fair. I'm going to actually move that Wilmington radar to tilt 1, like the other person said. Perry, Michigan, outside of Lansing. Or Lansing. Yeah, I'll look into it, Rachel. Here. South Lansing is in the clear. You guys are good. South Lansing is in the clear. Perry, Michigan. Windsor, Ontario going to get him? Yes. And I'm going to be watching the severe storms as they do. Yeah, there are some pretty strong storms heading up over there. I'm actually kind of surprised because there is a little bit of rotation that's north of Wapakoneta. And it's going to go south of Lima. If you're in Lima, once again, get indoors, stay away from windows. Perry is just to the east of the severe storms. I'm going to actually look over here. Perry, you're not in a severe thunderstorm warning right now, and honestly, it's probably for good reason. I think a lot of wind is likely going to be in your area. I don't think it'll be too crazy, though. What would it be like for Columbus? Columbus, you guys could see some strong winds and maybe some hail, but... it's possible for a tornado. Is Mount Vernon, Ohio going to get bad? I appreciate that, James. Mount Vernon. Just updated here. Yeah, you can see this line of storms, all the orange and red. It's about a bunch of heavy rain. That's heading off into your area with some strong winds. Mount Vernon, honestly, I think a lot of the stuff that they are going to see is a bunch of wind. What about the Topeka area, late tonight into early tomorrow? A lot of hail, a lot of wind. Nothing really too much, honestly. I'll take a look with the models here. I'll look at it now, actually. I'll look at it now. Storms will start to fire off over here at about 10 to 11, say 11 o'clock to midnight. And once again, those storms don't really seem to be too severe at all. A lot of it's just going to be hail. A lot of it is definitely going to be hail. Delaware, Ohio is seeing a bit of cloud formation and wind pickup right now. Still patchy sunshine. Yeah, a lot of stuff, if we take a look at the satellite imagery, a lot of our storms are forming in west central or northwestern Ohio, moving up into Michigan. There's a little bit of a thunderstorm here, however, that might be needing our attention eventually. Yeah, this is near the Urbana and the Mechanicsburg area. Eventually, though, not right now, but eventually. That looks like a pretty strong storm that's moving into the Botkins and Wapakoneta areas. It might actually be good for us to pull up the Ohio traffic cameras. What about Detroit? Detroit is also going to see some of the severe weather as well. Yeah, Topeka and Kansas City, they are once again going to see severe weather a little bit before midnight. It's going to be a lot of hail, though. A lot of rain and hail. Not really too much. Oh, that's stupid. I want to take a look at cameras. There's Wapakoneta. It's the rest area. This is the live look out of Wapakoneta. It's actually not too live because our traffic cameras here in Ohio only update every, what, 10 seconds? I think it is. So it's not too crazy. Cell merger looks like it'll help the storm more than hurt it. Probably. Sounds good, Mystic. What can we expect in Flint, Michigan? A lot of wind, honestly, more than anything. If we go back over here. These storms will eventually head over towards Flint. It'll get there in about an hour-ish. In Detroit, it'll be about an hour as well. Maybe an hour and a half. But we have a lot of severe thunderstorms that are moving across the board. I might actually use TDTW, the airport radar down there south of Detroit. And yeah, we have a lot of wind moving into Lenawee County. If you're in Lenawee County, get indoors, stay away from windows. Strong storms moving off near your area. There's another area here that has a little bit of rotation here along the line. I might actually have to use another radar. If you haven't already, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. That helps us get onto YouTube's algorithm. And plus, the closer we get to 1,000 likes, the more we're able to spread this live stream with more and more people. And that is something that we want to do. New mesoscale discussion. Storms moving into northwest Ohio may intensify over the next 1 to 2 hours. All severe hazards remain possible across the tornado watch. A downstream watch will likely be needed in the next couple of hours across eastern Ohio into western Pennsylvania. Whether that is a severe watch or a tornado watch is to be determined. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Yeah, there's a couple other areas here. Little bits of rotation that's over near Stockbridge, but it's not really too bad at all. Cleveland, a lot of wind. Shame a few hours it'll get dark. Yeah, I know, right? What about Akron? Akron's going to see their severe weather a lot later on this evening. When can we expect rain for southern Pennsylvania? Overnight tonight. It's not really going to be too crazy, honestly. It's not even stuff to really pay attention to. Is the storm done for Jackson? Jackson, Michigan. Yes. If you're in Jackson, Michigan, you are good. You're done. You are no longer in the risk. If you would like to see this live stream a little bit sooner, About 10 to 30 seconds sooner, that is. Feel free to head over to another live streaming platform that we are on right now, into which we are trying to get information out onto. It is called Twitch. You can click the link in the chat. You'll be able to be a part of that community over there. And as I said, you'll be able to see this live stream just a few seconds short, a few seconds short, I can't speak. Wow. Sooner. I can't speak. I can't speak at all. Yes, that is true. Jackson, Mississippi does have a water crisis. Sup, Funk? How do? No problem, Catherine. I appreciate you guys being there. Outlook for this area. Let me take a look at that, Kim. Let me take a look. Levy, what's up? Nice to see you over there. Woodsfield, Ohio is gonna see a lot of wind later on. Tonight. Be like the 7 o'clock hours. Maybe a little bit sooner. Twitch won't load. That's strange. That is very strange. Link didn't work for you? Sheesh. Let's see if I can put in the link again. Oh, that's probably the reason why it didn't load. Because I'm an idiot. There you go. There's the link. It's fixed. It also has a weather command in there as well. If you do !weather and then your town and or your city, you're able to actually get the weather conditions for your area, which is pretty cool. We're going to skip the ad break. There are ads, minute and a half for every 30 seconds, I believe. Or not every 30 seconds. Minute and a half for every 30 minutes, not every 30 seconds. What am I doing? That'd be crazy. Can you imagine if ads, a minute and a half, lasted a minute and a half for every 30 seconds of content? That would be excruciatingly bad. But no, you can do !weather. You can do a zip code or a town. Zip codes actually work a bit better. Didn't the weather bot used to be in YouTube as well? Yes. But then it started to cloud the chat a lot. So, right now it's going to be a little difficult. Plus, there's only like around 30 people. The most I've had watching on Twitch is about, it's actually 60 on the dot. 60 people on the dot. So it's not a whole lot of people, which means chat can be pretty tame in there and stuff like that. But yeah, as I said, that weather command is over in Twitch, not on YouTube. Just heard thunder. As I said, continue to stay indoors. Hey, if we can get to higher than 60 views, that'd be great. One day I think we will. One day I think we will. 60 live viewers on that. Very strong storm heading over into Waynesfield, Ohio, as well as Alger and Kenton. This is portions of Allen County as well as Hardin County, or Harding County. So very strong storms moving on through this area. This is also going to be north into northern Shelby County. And there are more storms that are developing here. I think this storm that's over here, that's in Auglaize County, heading into Allen County, as well as Hardin County and Hancock County. All these storms here look pretty severe to me. And you can see here on the maximum expected hail size indicator that we do have some of that. I'm actually going to pull up our live view out of Troy. There we go. We can have it on our side. We have a lot of large hail here. All these greens represent 1-inch sized hail or larger. About quarter-sized hail is possible within that general area. So if you're over here in the Waynesfield area, Uniopolis, or Uniopolis, probably, Uniopolis, Harrod, Alger, Ada, McGuffey, Roundhead, Kenton, Dunkirk, and then areas near Arlington and Forest. You guys should definitely watch out for the threat of some severe weather here within this storm. What time for Port Clinton? Good question. Getting a break from weather statement scrolling across the screen. There it is. One with the damage threat considerable tag. There's a damage threat considerable tag on it. I don't see any. I'm looking at the live warnings right now. I don't see any. There might be a new severe thunderstorm warning here for northern Shelby County, heading into Anna. That storm might actually have to be watched very closely. That actually has a little bit of rotation. Both of them actually have a little bit of rotation on it. They both look like supercells. So that'll be something to watch. Does he read the Twitch chats? Yes, I do. Will I be covering Ontario, Canada when it reaches there? Or is it not that jurisdiction? No, I do cover Canada. So when it crosses over into Windsor, yeah, I'll be covering it. Trust me when I say that. I cover Germany, Canada, and the United States. So all of the above. I'm, by the way, whenever I'm reading chat, I'm trying to read both. I'm trying to read both YouTube and Twitch. It's kind of hard for me to do both. I kind of wish there was a combined version, but unfortunately there kind of isn't. My multi-stream doesn't exactly work as well as it should. Possible supercell near Greenville, Ohio. Greenville. Oh, up there. Yeah, it's possible. That could be a possible supercell. I think we have 3 possible supercells at this time. Port Clinton is going to see their severe weather eventually. I'd watch out if you're over in those areas. I think it'll be a lot of wind by the time it gets to your area, but Port Clinton is definitely going to see their stuff. I'd say about 2 hours from now. 2 hours from now. Maybe a little bit sooner. Yeah, I do see a little bit of rotation over north of Greenville. Yep, no, I get it, Phantom. I get it. By the way, for people who are on Twitch, ad break in about 3 minutes. It's your YouTube boyfriend? No. I've got a girlfriend already, so no. No. How long will it take to reach Canada? That's a good question. Let's find out. I'm interested in that myself. Hour and a half. Hour and a half, give or take. That's when it'll get into the Windsor area, the Amherstburg area, Essex, Kingville, Leamington. And yes, as I said, we're going to be covering this as it heads over into that area. I kind of wish some of the radars on in Canada actually were a bit better quality. That'd be pretty cool. And it would also be pretty cool if we could use it on GR2 Analyst, but unfortunately, that is not the case either. Wait a second, Nightbot is actually doing stuff now for YouTube? Really? Exclamation point weather. Wow. Huh. I never knew. Guess I figured it out. Jonathan Moore, what's up? Welcome to stream. Tried to use multi-stream for this and a Storm Chaser. Says something about failing to classify content. That makes sense. It's okay, Hot Cross. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I just want to make sure that I put her first. I care about my squishy. What radar is this? This is GR2 Analyst. GR2 Analyst version 3. It costs a pretty penny, but honestly, it's my favorite radar of all time. It's also arguably the best radar of all time. But if you want something that's a little bit more user-friendly and a lot cheaper, stuff like Radar Scope and Radar Omega is a lot better. Especially if it's for your mobile device. If it's for your mobile device, then they cost at most $10. Radar Omega is actually $1 less, but in the grand scheme of things, it's pretty much the same. Omega actually has a lot more user-friendly features for them. Scope is a little bit more to my liking because I kind of have a product on there that is, in my opinion, one of the best. One thing you wish Canada would add is tornado sirens. You get a lot of tornadoes that go unwarned and people don't have their alerts on. That's what kills people here. The only problem with Canada is that your warning system is also pretty bad. Like the government, when they issue tornado warnings, you know, like Environment Canada, when they issue tornado warnings, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. So, do I have any recommendations for free radar apps on mobile? Is my radar still free? My radar is probably the best. Yeah, all these storms that are moving here in southern Michigan are now severe warned. A lot of these severe thunderstorm warnings in these yellow boxes. This is starting to move into Ann Arbor. If you know anyone that lives near Ann Arbor, you're going to want to, watch out for the threat of severe weather over there. Same thing for Toledo. If you're in Toledo, Ohio, you guys are going to watch out for the threat of some strong damaging winds. Let's kind of go from the north, work our way down south so we can cover each storm or each part of the storm in its own way. How long will it take storms to arrive in western New York? 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. They're not really going to be super significant, though. It's still free? Okay, then yeah, my radar. Probably. So, there's a storm heading over here in Shiawassee County. A lot of strong damaging wind. I don't see anything tornadic within it. You can see from the radar, because we have our radar that's relatively close to the storm, actually. Red's moving away, green's moving towards. But there's not really a whole lot of rotation here. It's just a lot of wind that is surging out in and away from the storm. So, if you guys live over here in Bancroft, Durand, Gaines, Byron, Flushing, Schwartz Creek, New Lothrop, Vernon, Lennon, and then eventually towards the Flint area here in Genesee County. You guys are likely to see some strong damaging winds on the northern portion of the storm. Heading down to the south, we have the storm over here in Livingston County, Michigan, for portions of Howell, Fowlerville, Brighton, Choctaw, Pinckney. If you live in those areas, get indoors, stay away from windows. That'll head towards the Linden, the Holly, the Ortonville, the village of Clarkston areas, as well as Milford. We also have the storm that is down here near Ann Arbor. This storm doesn't really look too significant right now, but these storms will eventually head off into your area. They're probably watching for the storms that are over in Adrian and Tecumseh to move off into that area. So if you're over there in Ann Arbor, as well as areas that are near the Detroit Willow Run Airport, if you live over there. Or the University of Michigan. Need to get indoors, stay away from windows. Yes, this storm system is going to be heading off towards Detroit here very shortly. You can see Detroit is right up here where my cursor is. And these storms will move into Detroit very, very shortly. And we're going to be covering these storms, especially as they get into Detroit and move over into Windsor. Nice to see you back, Matt. I think for my purposes, GR2 is good. GR2, I think, is really good for people who are really into meteorology. Anything that people just want to look at radar. Radar Scope and Radar Omega do the trick. Trust me when I say that. It is good enough. If you haven't already, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. That helps us get this out to more and more people on YouTube. You can even subscribe, and that does the same thing. You can unsubscribe at the end of the stream. But if you want to just be a part of our community, well, why not? Just hit that subscribe button. We do have our supercell here in Waynesfield and St. John's, Ohio. Still see a lot of rain wrapping around into a little bit of a hook like that. Inflow coming in unimpeded right within there. So right on the leading edge, right there is where I'd expect some rotation to be. That is exactly what we see. On the Doppler velocities, you can see red's moving away, green's moving towards. Right in the middle is where the tornadic rotation would be located. That's going to head towards the Roundhead, the Kenton areas, as well as... actually, that's pretty much where it's heading in general. It's going to be south of Alger, north of Bell Center, heading straight for Kenton. Nothing on the ground right now, so it's nothing to really be too scared about or too frightened about at all. And then we also have another storm that's over here near... Now in Ohio, I'm not sure if they pronounce it like the French pronunciation or the American pronunciation. Versailles is probably the pronunciation that they use. Versailles, Ohio. Did the storm need a passport? I hope it does. Otherwise, you know, the Canadian government might have to shoot that thing down. It's like the balloon. The weather balloon that passed over the United States last year. Detroit River has a lot of cameras? Really? Anything near Belleville, Illinois? Just heard Illinois was having some bad weather. They had some yesterday, Amanda. They're not seeing anything today. Tomorrow morning in southern Illinois, I should say, they could potentially see some activity, however. So I would watch out for that. But today, Illinois is fine. Yeah, quote weather balloon. Whatever they want to call it. Yeah, city names are really weird. Greetings from Taylor, Michigan. Congrats to the Red Wings on a good season. Yeah. I figured that Versailles. That makes sense. Versailles. Yeah, the Red Wings really made it interesting towards the end of the season. I mean, that's for the folks that are in Detroit, you got to feel good about where you're at right now. The Iser plan is still definitely in effect. Versailles. So there you go. Pronunciation wins again. Also getting some thunderstorms that are starting to move on through into Lucas County, as well as Wood County here in Ohio. A lot of strong damaging winds for the most part from what I see. If you're basically along I-80 and I-90, to the merge of I-80 and 90 pretty much, you guys are going to be seeing a lot of strong damaging winds and spotty hail. So I'd watch out. Do I think Canada could join the US? The US would love the oil our mountains have, I'll tell you what. I mean, that sounds like a very expensive purchase. But honestly, I think it would make sense if they did. I just don't think it would work out that well. I think the way Canada has built their healthcare system is far different from the United States. Almost like it's too different. Versailles. Take a look at our live view out of Troy. This is Troy, Michigan, where we are looking at a pretty nice day, honestly. This is looking to the south and west. And there's actually a little storm that you can see there on the right side. It's kind of interesting. Jeez, Phantom. Some good wins here in Cincinnati. Yeah, that makes sense. Versailles, Indiana. Indiana seems to be fine, honestly. They're pretty good. Yeah, this is Troy, Ohio. This is Troy. When is tornado? Well, we had a tornado warning earlier in Lansing, Michigan. There's a storm over near Versailles. That could potentially try to be tornadic eventually. I'll have to watch out for that. Very, very closely. What if the US bought the UK? Now that would be a mess. Oh boy. There already is, Phantom. It's just, you can't cure it. You can't cure it at all. I hate to get too into that, but it's just, you can't really cure that. You take away one thing, another thing's going to be just as bad. Getting gloomy and we have a lot of this. I don't know what just happened. That's an ouch. Long buffer? Woof. Woof woof. Sorry if the stream ends up being a little buggy sometimes. technology is kind of stupid to an extent. That's what I blame. It looks like strong damaging winds will be the primary threat once storms get to around the 5 o'clock time frame, which is 2 hours from now. Where have I been? I've been live streaming for the past... How many days, chat? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. Past 3 days. So I've been here. Dual citizen of the US and the UK. Gotta say there's a reason why we split. True. True. Do I think anything can happen in South Central Ohio? People at your school are starting to worry. I don't know why. I don't think there's going to be too much stuff. There's going to be some thunderstorms, but not anything too crazy. I don't think anything's really going to be too tornadic either. New run on the 18Z is running. It looks like we'll have to keep that up. Yeah, I don't know why. Let's go back to... Man, I really wish they had... If they had a radar in Columbus, things would be so much better. Or if they had a radar in, like, Marion. They put a radar in Marion. Could feed families. Been door dashing like crazy, live streaming so much. Oh, sheesh. Stream still isn't as buggy as your average $70 AAA video game. Jeez. Any thoughts on Eastern North Carolina for Friday? Once again, just a lot of wind, a lot of hail. That's really it. Not really too much. Nothing tornadic. Let's go back to Detroit. Let's actually keep our radar in Detroit. Because storms are getting into Toledo right now. If you're in Toledo, get indoors, stay away from windows. We got some strong damaging winds that are moving off into your area here. Aww. Aww. My girlfriend's cute. That gusted out a little bit. Strong damaging winds are likely north of Howell, heading into the Holly, the Fenton, and the Linden areas here in Michigan, as well as areas just to the west of Village of Clarkston. Bowling Green, Ohio radar is your dream? Interesting. I don't think Marion County can afford a WSR 88D. There is no chance. You're in Owasso, Michigan? I think that's up north, isn't it? Yeah, you are. That line just passed you guys. You actually are in the clear. You guys are good for the night. Yep, in the apartment building, rooftop lounge here pretty soon. Start streaming, you can use it. It's the highest point in Cleveland, as you can see. Oh, really? Yeah, I'll look at that. Thank you very much. Yeah, totally, Matt. You totally did not hear it. You totally. Don't worry about it. That storm that is north of Piqua, heading into Sydney, Lockington, and Port Jefferson looks really interesting. This is still a very well-pronounced supercell. Look here on live radar. Look at that hook. Hillsdale, Michigan. Now that's an area I haven't heard in a bit. Hillsdale's fine. You guys are good. Don't ask why I know. Don't ask why I know where Hillsdale, Michigan is. I've got a very good contact out there who's a pretty nice guy. I just told you guys anyways after I told you don't ask. Oh my gosh. There's something wrong with me, Chad. I'll tell you what. I am not very bright. Ah, the Orioles tie it up. There you go. My Orioles are fighting. I am happy about that, I'll tell you what. It's a solo shot from Anthony Santander. I'm gonna need another radar, aren't I? Probably will. Bro, is a case of streaming fatigue? I do. And this is the exact reason why our upgrades are going to help us out. Because we have a green screen over there, and whenever I feel like this, I'm just gonna be like, all right, I'm getting up. I'm getting behind the green screen. And I'm going to be talking about weather now. Northwestern Ohio has now been taken out of the tornado watch. That's why I was saying I was going to need a new radar, BDT. Starting to rain in Troy. Look at that supercell on radar. Look at that. Yankees might get swept. Who are the Yankees playing? Toronto is just rain, no severe. No, it's a dome anyways. I'd say it's just rain for the most part. Wait, they're playing Toronto? You're about to be swept by Toronto? Oh boy. Yankees are going to have some major issues next week with the Brewers, by the way. We just faced the Brewers. They got amazing hitting and pitching. You should wear green sweats. Oh boy. Mountcastle's really extending this at bat against Okert. Yeah, the Orioles are facing Pablo Lopez today. Gunnar Henderson continues to stay hot. Still a little bit of rotation with this storm northwest of Lockington, but it's just kind of meh. There's a storm south of Dayton, too. I guess we'll have to see as to what that storm can do over time. See, we have a bunch of live cameras over in Dayton, which is kind of interesting. It's a little funny. We have a couple cameras. This is going to be out of East Dayton. Wow, Ryan Mountcastle is really extending this at bat. He's taken Okert to 9 pitches. Did I know Birmingham is in Troy? Really? I didn't know. Oh my gosh, Mountcastle got something. A 10 pitch at bat and he got a hit. He got a single. Wow. It's bright and sunny here in Marion, Ohio. All of a sudden it got dark out. What's the prognosis? Got it for here, Froggy. Give me a second. As I said, I'm just here trying to help people and show you guys what stuff is going on. Go Jays. Jays are actually really good. Marion, north of Columbus. Got you. Closest radar is Wilmington's radar. There's storms out to your west, and there's storms to your south and east. I don't really think it's going to be anything too significant. So just continue to stay indoors for right now. Or if you don't really want to waste time, if you have stuff that's outside, then you can take your time until you see the storm is literally right next to you. I'll let you know if anything's tornadic. But within the next 30 minutes is when you should probably start considering getting into a better structure. Any word on if Macomb County, Michigan will get storms today? That's a good question. We probably should take a look at some of these storms that are heading over into Detroit as well. Macomb County is going to definitely see some severe weather. That's north of Detroit, near like Mount Clemens. If you haven't already, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below and subscribe. Once again, that helps us spread the information with more and more people, and it also increases our size of our community, which is something that we want. A lot of severe thunderstorm warnings here. Not really a whole lot of tornado warnings. Colton Cowser singles. Mullins strikes out, so that's 2 outs, but a runner on first and third for the Orioles, the bottom of the 7th in Baltimore. It's Macomb. My apologies. Macomb. Give me a second here, chat. Pitching change, of course. What? I didn't know this. Chat, am I an idiot? Chat, am I an idiot? I didn't know these cameras existed. I genuinely had no idea these cameras existed. Thank you, bag boy. I really do appreciate it. Sounds good, Matt. Enjoy your ice cream. I genuinely might be an idiot. Add more to the map? Yep. That's true, Abigail. That is true. For reference for you guys, I have a giant map full of traffic cameras and sky cameras and cameras in general. And eventually I'm going to turn this into a website, of course, because one thing's for certain, I would love for people to be able to see what could potentially happen and stuff like that. But I had no idea these cameras existed. Which means after the stream tonight, I'm going to be adding those cameras to the camera map. Thanks for the coverage. Been watching since 2021. I appreciate that. It's been a long time. Is Port Clinton getting hit because that's where you live in Ohio? Yes, they're going to get hit by some severe storms. It'll be a little bit, though. Give it about an hour. Give or take. Actually, less than an hour. Be about 30 minutes. Well, no, I haven't put these cameras up on the camera map at all. Colton Kazar stole second base. There you go. I think that's Pikeville, Kentucky. But yeah, I mean, there's cameras that are down here, which means I can definitely add that after the stream. Yeah, I guess so, Funk. I guess so. We're all in this together. Cape in Texas is wild. Unfortunately, there's an inversion there. So it's going to be cooking. If you're over here near Amherstburg, Canada, in Ontario, as well as the south side of Detroit, you guys are going to have to watch out for some severe storms that can move on through into your area. This is where we can potentially use radar scope. A severe thunderstorm watch has been issued for portions there in Ontario. I wonder if Ontario or Radar Omega is better for this. Is that a live camera over in Detroit? That's near Chappaton. Interesting. I did not know. If I go over to the velocity here, Radar Omega is better with this. Message from operator, KILX, radar will be offline. What? KILX is where, down south? I have no idea. Yeah, this is their storm relative velocity, by the way, on Radar Omega. It's not the greatest. I don't exactly like it. Oh, that is pretty nice. The golden kappa. Nice to see you, Matt. Nice to see you. ILX is Lincoln? Ah, that makes sense. I didn't know. I did not know. All right, we're going to be using Radar Omega for Canada. We're going to be using Radar Omega for Canada. You get to use, or you get to see my stuff for Radar Omega, which will be pretty nice. I'm going to start filtering some of the cameras here. That's interesting, looking at a Troy. It's a thunderstorm that's over near Covington and Pleasant Hill. Let's take a live look out of Troy. You can see right about here. Can I take a 3D from the airport radar? It isn't advised, but yes. These storms that are down here along I-75 north of Troy, near Lake Sydney and Port Jefferson, are no longer severe warned. I think that could change, however. I think we could probably see a new one. New severe thunderstorm warning and maybe even tornado warning. That could head over into Logan County and Champaign County. So watch out. We have velocity west of Troy. It's all right. It's okay. And your Cano is in. Try and save the game just a little bit for the Orioles. Yeah, this looks to me a wall cloud that is out in the distance over there. And it is looking at that storm that is over in Covington and Pleasant Hill. So we'll just have to see what this thing does. But it does look like there is a little bit of rotation. Ohio, Michigan, Ohio. This is Troy, Ohio. I'll update it here. That is not how you spell Troy. There we go. Done and done. If you haven't already, please be sure, once again, to help us spread the information with more and more people. We have a live look at a potential wall cloud here on this storm just to the west of Troy. We want to make sure we spread this information to people who could potentially need it, especially if they could be impacted. Links to the Pittsburgh area web cameras on your map. Where should you send them? Either to my Discord, account, because believe it or not, my DMs are always open to people who may have questions and stuff like that. Or you can send it to me on Twitter. DMs are always open on Twitter as well. Any tornadoes coming to West PA? It's a very small chance. I think that's going to be more of a wind risk, but we'll see. Oh, my neck. Yeah, no hell. As I said, already got someone. Doesn't matter. Stream and test for 10 minutes and come back and tell you guys if it's good. Sounds good. Yeah, we're watching at the base of this wall cloud here. This is where we're watching for the potential of something tornadic. See how you have the higher cloud deck, and then it comes down and back over. Then you have the heavy rain on the side. So you see where the clear slot is. This is where there's not a whole lot of rain. A little bit of wind. And that gets pulled around right in this area is where we're watching. It's not even for like popping my neck. It's for stretching my muscles. I have like this muscle right here that's super tight. I've been trying to massage it. I've been trying to work it out. CBJ won last night, the last game of the season. Yeah, I saw that. You know what I hope? I hope that our team, Columbus Blue Jackets, I genuinely hope that they start playing their young guys now. Like, don't sign any more people. Or start trading some of the older guys. Like, I know we have some fan favorites, and I know we have some people that are local hometown guys. But there was no reason for us to sign both Provorov and Severson last year. In hindsight. There's no reason. We traded away Andrew Peak for a reason. We're probably going to need to trade away Jake Bean again. Or... what's his face? Dude that we got from Chicago in the Seth Jones trade. We need guys like Jiricek to come in. We need Svozil to come in. You know, we need our young guys to start playing NHL hockey. Get them experience. I don't care if we're the worst team in the league next year. I'd rather have our young guys get experience and then be ready for the next season rather than us just keep them in the AHL. Keep them in Cleveland. That's what I would rather do. Well, we got Fantilli. And then we got Gavin Brindley as well. We got a lot of young guys. Let's put it this way. We have a lot of young guys. We have a lot of real young guys. And I'm not expecting them to be good instantly. It's not going to happen. Any rain for Petersburg? I'm assuming Petersburg, Ohio. Unless if you're talking about Petersburg, Michigan. Storms are now approaching Flint, Michigan right now. None of these really seem super severe at this time. Just a lot of strong, damaging winds. I might do that, Innocent Potato. I might. It wasn't like that BDT for some other cities, like Boston, Washington, D.C., Pittsburgh. You know, you had the Penguins and the Steelers. Although the Pirates have been irrelevant. Up until this year, though, Pirates are going to be really good this year. Boston, obviously, with the Celtics, the Bruins, the Patriots, and the Red Sox. You can't even say New York because, the Jets and the Giants always suck or underperform. The Yankees always get swept in the championship or the ALCS. Plus the Rangers and Islanders and the Devils, technically. They're just kind of there. The Knicks and although the Knicks are doing really good this season. But the Knicks and the Nets haven't done anything of relevancy over the past 10, 20 years. And that's really weird because the Nets, they got a bunch of good players around COVID and it just didn't do anything. Petersburg, Virginia. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Virginia's good. Don't worry about it. They're all good. Hot take. Healthy Aaron Rodgers isn't what the Jets need to compete in the AFC East. I just think they need a decent quarterback. Honestly, now since Aaron Rodgers is there, I really think the Jets will win the AFC East. Man, Connor Croft is looking at quite a storm. Interesting. Is it spicy sports take hour? I mean, kinda. OKC Thunder is 10 times better than last season. Oh, 100%. What's up, Nina? Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you again. Hear that couplet? 2 times in size. It looks like the storms that are heading into Port Clinton are not really that severe anymore. So you guys might actually be getting into better circumstances. I'm going to move the Fort Wayne radar over to Cleveland. Only if the Jets fix that offensive line? Well, I mean, they kind of did. Morgan Moses, I know. Well, I mean, the Jets have had Morgan Moses in the past, but Morgan Moses, I know, is a good player. Look over to the right side. This is still our really gnarly wall cloud. This is what we've been watching. This is what we've been trying to see if stuff could happen. Stuff could happen. Is that plural? Happens? Stuff could happen. Oh, 100% innocent potato. My dad was a Pirates fan when they had Barry Bonds, and then just kind of didn't care about that afterwards. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that cell near Troy is looking very, very interesting. Could be one of our main tornadic thunderstorms of the day. Oh, my poor baby. My girlfriend is hurting. I love how she knows exactly what I was just about to say. Is there any other cameras that could be in this area? If we look, that's in the distance over there. So I think the best look that we have is this camera that's over here. I wish they could switch or they could move this camera. I wish they could. Finish each other's sandwiches? Seems legit. She has a migraine right now and it hurts her a lot. So, kind of hoping it doesn't do too much to her. There's your new severe thunderstorm warning, as we've been talking about, for portions of southern Shelby County, northern Miami County, as well as western Champaign County. If you're near Tip City and West Milton, you guys are actually pretty good. Did I get any sleep? Yes, I did. I actually slept in until like 10:30. Excuse me. I'm going to go back to Wilmington's radar here. How about the Columbus area? Columbus is definitely going to see their severe weather a little bit later on. Not right now, though. It will be about an hour to an hour and a half. Yep, no problem, Browns fan. No problem. I appreciate that, Browns fan. We're kind of pretty laid back here. We try to just talk about just general stuff. This is once again our live look at Troy. We had a look at our wall cloud earlier. Now the storm has moved to the north of Troy, and our camera is looking to the south and west. So we can do the math there. We can say we haven't been able to really see a whole lot, but I do think this storm that is north of Troy could probably be tornadic. You live 2 towns above Troy. Lockington? Piqua? Something like that. A lot of very large hail, too. You guys see all that pink and purple that is starting to appear on the screen here? The pink and purple indicate a lot of stuff that the radar's radar is picking up. A lot of rain and hail. And if we actually go to our maximum expected hail size indicator, you can see we had some of these oranges, which indicated about 2-inch size hail or greater. So that's golf ball sized hail, if golf balls did form over in this area. What does slight risk 2 out of 5 mean? Severe thunderstorm or tornado chance? Severe thunderstorms. It's 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale. Yeah, we have a little teeny bit of rotation here. Just a little bit. You can see the reds are moving away from the radar and greens are moving towards. So right there. Just north of Troy on I-75. We also have our other severe storms that are starting to move on through here, closer to Marion, Morale, Upper Sandusky, and areas south of Kenton. That's some pretty strong rotation. I'll tell you what, that storm is starting to intensify. We might see a new tornado warning here for portions of Marion County and Hardin County. Might be possible. Just south of Franklin, where Columbus is. Okay. Still looking to see if we will get any significant severe weather. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. As I said, I think a lot of the stuff is probably going to head it along I-70. I think along I-70 and north is probably where we are going to see the majority of our severe weather. But let's go to the last day of Forbes Field. Oh, really? Wow. Craig Kimbrell's still trying to tie the game. Well, he's trying to keep the game tied. Top of the ninth for the Orioles. Is that Licking County? I believe so. Yes, that is Licking County. That is 100% Licking County. Austin Martin flies out. That's 2 down. Coolio. Yeah, I think if there is a tornado warning that could get issued here soon, it'll be for the LaRue, the Marion, and the Morale area. Pretty strong supercell up there. Let's look back up into Detroit, as Detroit now has a severe thunderstorm warning. Also a little thunderstorm that is over here south of Windsor, northeast of Amherstburg. Castro lines out sharply. Cool. So now it's the Orioles, Santander, Mountcastle, and Mullins here at the bottom of the ninth. Just tuned in. Is there any tornadoes tonight for Parkersburg? I think it's unlikely. I think you guys are mainly going to see a lot of wind, but am I a big O's fan? Yeah, I am. So this is not going to sound great because we are AFC North, but I don't like the Steelers at all, actually. I don't like the Steelers. I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan, which, by the way, I respect. The 3 teams I respect the most has got to be the Browns, the Bengals, and the Steelers, because we make the most rowdy division in all of football. We were the best division in football last year. So more got it, more. So I do love the Ravens, and I respect the AFC North. I may just not like y'all too much. But Ravens, Orioles. For hockey, I like the Columbus Blue Jackets, but my side team is also the Washington Capitals, because I grew up with the Capitals, but now I'm more of a Blue Jackets fan. Basketball, I like the Wizards, but the Wizards are terrible. If you were to ask me about MLS, believe it or not, I don't actually follow DC United that closely. Ever since Messi came to the United States, I've bandwagoned over to Inter Miami. But I sometimes look at the Crew, sometimes. Abigail, if that works, I'm gonna laugh. Pyongyang. Maybe a little bit of spin ups over here near Pontiac. If you're near Pontiac, get indoors, stay away from windows. Griffin Jax replaced Brock Stewart. Where's Johan Duran? North Sentinel Island. I'm done. Enough. Santander struck out. What's the ERA of Jax? Oh, he's got a 1.29 ERA. Stewart has 0 ERA. That's cool. All right. Right-handed pitcher on a lefty like Mountcastle. This could be a wag. Live in Central Ohio myself. Bet y'all can't guess favorite NFL team, the Seahawks. Boom. Did my Twitch multi-stream stop working? Oh, folks, did it work? Interesting. In play, no out. So Mountcastle got a hit. Let's see if he did get out. Get a double or a single? You got a single. Oh, you can hear me on Twitch? Okay, cool. Good stuff. Yeah, spin-ups are possible along the Michigan-Ontario line. So watch out. Something starting to form south of Kenton, Ohio. Yeah, there's definitely something over there that I'm watching. I got it right. Seems legit. That's kind of funny. A lot of people started liking the Seahawks because of Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll and the Legion of Boom. So I was just like, huh. You know, when in doubt, Seattle Seahawks. Don't worry, though. I actually, because they got Mike McDonald, I have to be a Seahawks fan now. I'm going to be a Ravens fan, of course, but I have to be a Seahawks fan as well because they got Mike McDonald. I'll tell you what, Browns fans are committed. They really are committed. They are committed to their team. Through thick and thin. They just want a good football team. That's it. Ball game. Orioles win. Cedric Mullins, walk-off homer to sweep the Twins. Cedric Mullins wins it in the bottom of the ninth. It's 4-2. Orioles win. Game over. And the Baltimore Orioles continue to rake. God, I love this, this baseball team. This baseball team. I have suffered as an Orioles fan for too long. And now we are starting to get hot. Orioles have swept the Twins in Baltimore. Craig Kimbrell with a win. Ex-boyfriend was a Browns fan. and cried when they lost a few times. Let's put it this way. I went to the AFC Championship game because my family is a bunch of season ticket holders for the Baltimore Ravens. I went to the AFC Championship game and I was just shocked. I just was genuinely shocked. How that it should be malpractice for the game plan that they called. It should be. How you run the ball only 6 times is beyond me. Seattle's a great city. I took Amtrak to Seattle, Portland years ago. From Pittsburgh. Spent 1 week in Portland, 1 week in Seattle. It's the late 1980s. I went to Seattle 2 years ago. I love Seattle. Seattle's a place that I want to live in. I told my girlfriend, I said, listen, after college, after this weather stuff, I want to live in Seattle. If it's for at least, a few years. Think Holiday will win Rookie of the Year? Not at his current pace. Let's see, what? Did he get a hit today? No, he didn't. He got 2 strikeouts. He's got 1 hit. Only 1. But you have to just kind of let him be. Let him stay up in the MLB. Just let him keep swinging. Stuff will start to click for him eventually. I think Colton Cowser might, though. Colton Cowser has been doing really well for the Orioles. So. Glitches from time to time. Got that. Played as the Seahawks and Flacco. I bet Marshawn Lynch was definitely a big influential factor to stay with the Seahawks as well. What's up, Jasmine? Welcome to the stream. We're talking about severe storms. Good to see that my Orioles. I'm really happy. So now we're 12-6 on the season. The Orioles are have swept the Twins. We're on a 4-game winning streak. Mets beat the Pirates that badly? Jeez. It's the bottom of the 9th in Detroit. Rangers are up 5-4. Runner on first with 2 outs. And that looks like that's the game. It's a strikeout. So the Rangers win, unfortunately, for folks that may live in Detroit, as the Storm just started to get into Detroit. They just finished the game in time. Nice to meet you, Storm and Bolts. Nice to meet you. Where do I get the highway signs and the interstate road signs? It's a place file. It's actually in a file that I have to pull off of my computer. In a moment, can I explain what KDP is and how it's interpreted? So KDP is basically a weird version of PHI. It basically looks at the easiest way I can explain it to people who may want to understand radar is the amount of liquid that a storm may have will be concentrated within the higher versions of KDP. But if you have negative values of KDP, that's likely air or hail. So, O's pitching is better than last year so far. Trading for Burns is paying off once Means comes back. Forget when Means comes back, when Bradish comes back. You get Rodriguez, Burns, Means, and Bradish, and all you have to do is just have one starting pitcher out of Kramer, Wells, Irvin. And honestly, The guy who pitched today, I wasn't watching the game, but Albert Suarez, he got 3 hits and 4 strikeouts, no hits, or no runs at all. Albert Suarez might be a decent idea as long as Tyler Wells is on the injured, injured reserve. As long as he's on the IL, heck, you can move Cole Irvin back to bullpen. You can move Tyler Wells to bullpen. Dean Kramer back to bullpen. Because Dean Kramer is so inconsistent now. Detroit deserves a break. Glad the Lions are doing well. I don't know about the rest of the teams, unfortunately. Didn't the Red Wings pop off for a while? They did, and then they lost, how many straight? And then they made their season entertaining towards the end of the stretch. But it wasn't enough because the Washington Capitals ended up stealing their last spot. And people are going to complain about the tiebreaker, but honestly, it's a pretty valid tiebreaker. Because the tiebreaker is all about... That is a new Tornado Watch, by the way. The tiebreaker is all about regular season or regulation wins. And if you think of it this way, 5-on-5 hockey is played all the way throughout the playoffs. All right, there's no 3-on-3 hockey at all. There's no shootouts in the playoffs. All of it is 5-on-5. So the thought process has to be, if you played good 5-on-5 hockey, you're more susceptible to success in the playoffs. Otherwise, you're taking advantage of more space. You're taking advantage of one-on-one goaltender. So, anyone want to play the prop game, by the way? Once again, we have a new Tornado Watch for portions of West Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. I'm going to read this mesoscale discussion real quickly. It says, all hazards for severe potential is increasing across parts of western into north-central Ohio over the next 1 to 2 hours. An increased risk for tornadoes is expected with the activity over the next 1 to 2 hours. Any bad weather for Zanesville, Ohio tonight? It's possible. I would watch out. Baltimore's a good place to be a sports fan right now between the Ravens and the Orioles. Oh, I know. I'm never going to leave those two. Ravens and Orioles are always going to be my favorite team. I'm never going to leave them. Not going to happen. You cannot convince me. This Tornado Watch will be in effect until midnight. I am not staying up until midnight, just as an FYI. Not going to happen. Western New York has also been excluded. All right, everyone's played the prob game, I assume. 40-20. 40-20. 40-20. No, they are in Detroit. They just finished the game in Detroit, though. They just finished it. Storm clouds on the horizon in Cleveland. Go back to the live stream pretty soon. Sounds good. Sounds good. Think the Caps will make it to the final? No. Caps are my second favorite team, but no. I'm actually, in the AHL, my favorite team is not the Cleveland Monsters. My favorite team is actually the Hershey Bears. Hershey Bears have actually been, likely, my favorite hockey team throughout the majority of my life. But Yeah, I will always cheer for the Hershey Bears as well. I may not pay attention to them as much, but they're always a team that I will pay attention to. A lot of rain in Troy right now. A lot of rain. They're getting a thunderstorm that's moving on through. There's also a thunderstorm that's moving through Detroit, Michigan right now. If you're in Detroit, make sure you stay indoors, stay away from windows. About way north of Baltimore. Baltimore's going to be fine. Maryland and eastern Pennsylvania is going to be okay. Like, don't worry about that. There might be a spin up here in North Detroit, just to the east of Pontiac. This could potentially warrant a tornado warning near Troy, Utica, Shelby, Sterling Heights, New Haven, and New Baltimore. That might be what you're talking about. New Baltimore, Michigan? That's a new tornado warning. Macomb County.
Tornado warning for
Macomb.
Marion County in north-central Ohio, western Morrow County in north-central Ohio.
Nope. Tornado warning down there. But if you're over here near Macomb or Macomb, I can't remember how the person said that I needed to pronounce the county. Usually I say Macomb, but someone else said that it was something else, so I have no idea what the pronunciation of that is. But if you're north of Detroit, along I-75, if you're near the New Haven, the New Baltimore, the Mount Clemens area, the Romeo area, as well as Shelby, Rochester Hills, Utica, and Sterling Heights, need to get in your safe space. Potential for a spin-up tornado is possible up there. All right, new tornado warning. New tornado warning has been issued. This is from Marion. If you are in Marion, Ohio, you need to get in your safe space. All right, tornado warning here for Marion, Ohio. You can clearly see the red polygon that covers the entire area. If you're near Green Camp, Caledonia, as well as Mount Gilead and Cardington, you need to get into your safe space. Do we have a live camera over there in Marion? I doubt it. We do not. Downtown Marion. Marion, Ohio. Live camera. That's not helpful. That's not helpful at all. Do I still coach hockey? Our season ended at the beginning of February. I played a lot of ice hockey too. Can't wear hockey skates without hating them. That's because your control is not as good. Yeah, I wish Ohio had better sky cameras too. If you're in Marion County, as well as Morrow County here in Ohio, you need to get in your safe space underground or lowest innermost part of your building. Tornado warning has been issued for your area. 8,700 feet. 7,000 feet. So the Wilmington radar is still the superior radar in this instance. There's another area of rotation near Bucyrus, Galleon, and Sulphur Springs. That'll eventually head towards Mansfield. Well, does Mansfield have a camera? Hold up. Mansfield, Ohio. Camera. Nothing there. No topics on hockey skates? Yup. Yup. Snow trails. This is Mount Mansfield. What the heck? Where the heck is Mount Mansfield? There's a ski resort here. Does Mansfield have a ski resort nearby? Where the heck is this? Go skiing. I have no idea where this is. Oh, yeah, Brenda, you're fine. Mansfield has a ski resort? Are you serious? I had no idea they had a ski resort. Well, that means we have cameras. Yeah, quote, ski resort. How are you supposed to have a ski resort in the middle of Ohio? All you have is hills. Really? That's why I was so surprised. I was like, ski resort? Really? You have a ski resort down there? No chance. I have no idea where this aforementioned ski resort is. What part of the, what part of town is that? Best creameries in the state? Oh, interesting. We're gonna just keep that camera up right there. Snow Trails is awesome? Yeah, as I said, I have no idea. I had no idea. That's pretty cool. Little thunderstorm heading over towards Ashland. If you're over near Ashland, watch out. That's not really anything super severe at this time, but... Man, really pressed X to doubt. What else am I supposed to do? I mean, it didn't really make a whole lot of sense. Should you worry about tornadoes in that zip code? Let's find out. While I'm at it, I can look up where Mount Mansfield is. Ontario, Ohio. Oh, that's in Mansfield. Once again, interesting. Yes, Mansfield should definitely watch out for some strong, severe weather. It could be associated with the threat of tornadoes, so I just would watch out. For the reference, it's pronounced Berkeley or Berkeley. See, I lived in a county called Berkeley, spelled the same or kind of similar way. Berkeley County. Berkeley County, West Virginia. That's where I lived. Used to. Yeah, Ontario should definitely watch out for the threat of severe weather. All right. Snow Trails in Mansfield. That's on the south side. There is just no way. It's up. It's that? That's the ski resort? Guess you try to do what you can do. What about Cleveland, Ohio? Cleveland, Ohio is definitely going to see some severe storms eventually. That's a new severe thunderstorm warning for Champaign County as well as portions of Union County. I think we talked about this storm. If you live in those areas, you need to get indoors and stay away from windows. That looks gnarly, Sorrel. Looking at some of the thing that I'm seeing on here. See you, Hell Advocate. I appreciate you. I'll see if I'm still streaming by then. There's a virtual railfan in Fostoria. Where's Fostoria? I'm gonna look that up. Fostoria, Ohio. Oh, that's all the way up there. Yeah, we're probably not gonna see anything. Oh yeah, Berkeley Springs is a good place to visit. I do agree. I do agree. 8,500 still. Wilmington. In Cleveland, 7,600. So now we can transition to Cleveland's radar within this storm. Also some rotation heading over into Union and Southern Marion County. Or actually, that's not Southern Marion County. That's Northern Delaware County. Northern Delaware County. So if you know anyone that lives in those areas, definitely watch out. Bucyrus might actually be seeing a tornado here soon. It might actually be possible. That's low ZDR. If you're in Bucyrus, Ohio, you might want to get in your safe space. Yeah, I am wishing Jeff Reimer an amazing retirement. I'm a Jackets fan myself. I love the Blue Jackets. Storm in Troy still trying to do stuff? Let's see. Go back up to Detroit. It looks like it is. It's now south of Romeo, but folks that are on I-75, anywhere near Detroit or north of Detroit, you guys are actually pretty good now. Storms are starting to make its way into portions of Ontario. Doesn't seem to be too crazy as of right now, though, so that's good. I'll continue to watch out for the folks that are over there. Severe thunderstorm warnings have now been issued into portions of Ontario. Once again, I don't exactly agree with the way these warnings have been issued or the wording within these from Environment Canada, but once again, if you live in southern Ontario, east of Detroit, Michigan, you need to watch out. Yeah, something tells me we've got something near Bucyrus. Something tells me. Tiffany, what's up? Welcome to the stream. We also have this little mini supercell near Ashland. Whether or not this could do something, that's to be determined as well, but we're watching that storm very closely. And then I know folks that are over here in Cleveland are going to want to know what's going on. These storms will eventually move off into your general area within the next hour and a half to 2 hours. Hour and a half to 2 hours. Just got a new Tornado watch in Lake County, Ohio? Yep. Likely on the eastern side. Yep. How's Monroe, Michigan looking today? Michigan... Monroe storms have just passed you guys. You guys are good. Storms are going to start to head towards the Port Huron areas. If you know anyone that lives near Port Huron or St. Clair County or Macomb County, or I think it's Macomb or Macomb County. I can't remember. Whichever way someone told me how to pronounce the county. I cannot remember. Might be a little spin up south of Romeo. Yep. No debris signature, though. But we've got a lot of strong winds. You can see how quickly this line materialized and moved off to the northeast. Pretty good with technology, and I cannot for the life of me figure out how to get gate-to-gate shear values in GeoTo Analyst. How do I? Yes. So what you need to do is you need to go to an area of rotation just like this. I'll go back. And you need to go to a velocity pixel that is moving inbound or outbound, whichever one first. Click it, place a marker. Then you hold control and you move your mouse around to any sort of outbound winds, and boom, there's your gate to gate. Macomb. Got it. Macomb. Yawn. But yeah, you can also hold control and you can spin your mouse all the way around. Do some cool stuff. Move your mouse. If you're in Detroit right now, you guys are pretty much done. If you're in southeastern Michigan, you're pretty much done. It's just this area that's over here in St. Clair County and Macomb. Macomb County. Southern Lapeer County. Maybe even into portions of Sanilac County as well. Maybe. Yep, hold control. And then move your thing around. New severe thunderstorm warning for that little bean supercell. We got our little bean here. That is moving into portions of Medina County and moving through portions of Ashland County right now. A lot of hail with this if you're north of Ashland, if you're along US Highway 42, heading up into the West Salem, the Lodi, the Burbank, and the Chippewa Lake areas. If you live in those areas, you guys are going to want to get indoors, stay away from windows, as the threat for some severe weather is possible right now. You know, it's up there. I need to figure out a way to make stuff a little bit more engaging for Twitch. Some weather games, maybe, or whatnot. Muckcomb. Excuse me. Muckcomb. Looks like the rotation that's went through Marion out into Mount Gilead has started to weaken a little bit more. More and more. Medina. Got it. Medina. So if you're in Medina, watch out. You know, I kind of wish we had cameras up there too, but oh well. Looking at a live camera out of the ski resort in Mansfield. Oh, that's got to be pretty cool. Hold up. I'm going to mute my background noise for a second. Wow. Wow. Chatnam mess. Oh, geesh. Sheesh. You're in Plain City? Are you safe from tornadoes? Are you in Plain City, Ohio? Where from? Where from? Where from? Fortunately, right now, there's not actually too much. Still, if you're in Mount Gilead and Williamsport, I'd watch out. That's a new tornado warning that likely is going to get issued here. You guys will be able to hear it. I unmuted the background noise. There you go.
Tornado warning for Eastern Marion County in north-central Ohio, Morrow County in north-central Ohio, southeastern Crawford County in north-central Ohio.
There you go. New tornado warning for you all. Mansfield. Oh, yeah, Mansfield, I would tell him to continue to stay indoors. Stay away from windows. There is the potential for a tornado around your area. Something bad is happening in Marion. Storm just passed through Marion, so as soon as it completely passes, you guys are good. Here in Ontario, Ohio, you're experiencing thunderstorms. Yeah. It doesn't look super significant at this time, fortunate enough, but within some of these other storms. I think the only one, once again, is down here. And then this other storm that's over near Ashland. This storm actually is very interesting, but I think that one's more of a hailer for right now. My multi-stream is not loading correctly, so I'm going to have to reload that. For 4906. But yeah, Mansfield's definitely going to be seeing some thunderstorms here very, very soon. I'd watch out. Path near Mount Gilead? Yeah, if you're near Mount Gilead at all, you need to get in your safe space. Underground or lowest innermost part of your building. Is a tornado on the ground on the tornado warning storm? No, not yet. You can see at the top part of your screen, you have the different colors that indicate. So tornado confirmed would be the darker red. Right now, nothing is confirmed, fortunately. Just tornadic rotation. we try to make it a little bit easier for everyone to kind of be a part of the severe risk in general. You can see down below me that little ticker. That is the tornado watch information. Then you have the swipe screen that goes from the right to the left. That gives us some interesting information. Yeah, notice how I put a question mark at the end of the next live broadcast? Maybe. Who knows? Maybe. So still, once again, our tornado warning. Looks like our rotation continues to stay about the same. We have a little bit of rotation here. Greens. New tornado warning. Listen in.
Tornado warning for East Central Champaign County in West Central Ohio, Southern Union County in Central Ohio, Northeastern Madison County in Central Ohio.
Interesting. New tornado warning here. That is definitely valid. The storm has been intensifying more and more. This current trajectory would take it to North Columbus. So if you know anyone that lives in Northern Columbus, they need to know that there's going to be some severe weather that's going to be moving on through. If you live near Marysville, Milford Center, Union Center, Plain City, Woodstock, you need to get into your safe space now. Underground or lowest innermost part of your building. If you are in a mobile home, make sure you get into a sturdy structure. Don't stay in that mobile home. Mobile homes are not safe. If there's a local gas station or shopping mart near you, head over to that. Once again, that in itself is a lot safer than being in a mobile home. Same thing with a Walmart. West Liberty right now is out of the risk in itself. The rotation right here, this is where the rotation is. Red's moving away from the radar, green's moving towards a counterclockwise spin. Right in there. So this is going to be moving away from West Liberty. This is going to be moving away from North Lewisburg. This is heading towards Woodstock, Milford Center, Union Center, Plain City, and areas north of Mechanicsburg. This will eventually also head into the northern portions of Columbus. So if you know anyone that lives in the north portion of Columbus, say Dublin, Powell, Lewis Center, Westerville, Worthington, eventually towards Lewis Center, Sunbury, Galena, and then areas near Delaware or south of Delaware. So in between I-270 and Delaware. Those two areas need to watch out. Cincinnati out of the risk now, or is ours later? Cincinnati, I think, is done. You guys are getting a little meh thunderstorms that are moving through right now. Those ones aren't really too significant. It's just the ones that are mainly here in central Ohio are the ones that should definitely watch out for. What is the storm up in Clyde and Bellevue, Ohio doing? It's growing a little appendage. Let me check. Bellevue, Ohio. Southwest of Sandusky. It's fine. There isn't anything that's really up there from what I remember. Yeah, Bellevue is right there. Yeah, that storm isn't really doing too much. The winds aren't really super strong in general. If it were, it'd probably show up a lot brighter greens or reds. It's just a general thunderstorm. Not really too crazy. Storm near Mount Gilead still looks to be tornadic. It'll continue to head off to the east near the Ankeny Town area, as well as Butler and Belleville. If you're over there. We're going to look at this camera here. What's up, Renee? Nice to see you in the stream. Yep, it's heading northeast. Take a look at the wide view of these storms. It looks like the storm that was over near Ashland has started to weaken quite significantly. So that storm may not do as much. It'll just be, once again, the main line of storms that's tracking from Springfield, Ohio, and Urbana all the way up into Mansfield and then up towards Norwalk. Check out Corey Gherkin's stream. I'm going to check that over here on the side because I'm pretty sure I can't show his content. Pretty sure. He's not live right now on that. Vince Whaley is not showing anything. Brandon Kopic might be behind the storm. I'll keep Radar Omega up here on the side just in case. I'm going to look back at Detroit. Once again, storms are now starting to move on through into Ontario as well. If you're near Wallaceburg and Chatham here in Ontario, I'd watch out, as some thunderstorms are moving off into your area. Sarnia and Port Huron, you guys are also going to want to watch out. And then areas near Capac and Burrville, as well as Emmett, might be a little bit of rotation that's trying to spin up over there. A lot of strong damaging winds regardless near Muckcomb. Or a Muckcomb. As well as St. Clair County, by the way. St. Clair County. Nice to see everyone on Twitch, by the way. It's good to see you all. We're live streaming on both YouTube and Twitch. If you would like to see this live stream just about 10 to 30 seconds sooner, you can head over to Twitch. Click the link in the chat if you're on YouTube. If you are on Twitch and you would like to see this live stream on YouTube, you can do that as well. Twitch is about 10 to 30 seconds sooner than YouTube when it comes to its broadcast. So there are some inconsistencies there, but still interesting. Looks like our cell over here near Woodstock and Milford Center and Union Center gusted out. A lot of strong winds and some large hail with that as well. Yeah, it'll likely be at Snow Trail, at Snow Trails here very soon. Yeah, Muckcomb. Yeah, this is going to get very, very close to the northern portions of Columbus. I do believe Columbus is going to start to see their severe weather here very shortly. We're talking about at least 45 minutes. What's up, Detroit Rail fan? Hello, hello. So yeah, once again, tornado warning over here. This is for portions of Champaign, Union, and Madison counties here in Ohio. That'll be in effect until 4:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You can see we just have a huge mess, huge blob right where the tornadic thunderstorm would be in this case. It had a little bit of a hook earlier on. You can see the rain was trying to wrap around into a hook. So right on the leading edge of the hook echo is where the tornado likely would have been if there was a tornado. That has now started to occlude into the storm, and now it's starting to be a little bit more of a wind, hail, and tornado maker. Anything new happening in Macomb? Is that in Alabama, Michigan, wherever? Which one are you talking about? But right now, you're doing all right. I appreciate that, Nathaniel. Appreciate you. Macomb. Macomb. I think I'm starting to get it now. I think I am. Macomb, Michigan. Got it. Looks like you guys are starting to get out of the risk if you're in Macomb County. If you're in Macomb County, unless if you're over here near like Richmond and New Haven, you guys are good. Northampton area, west-southwest, the current tornado warning also shows signs. Is that the furthest southwesternmost tornado warning? Northampton over here. It's northwest of Springfield. I mean, it's all right. It has a little bit of rotational loft. All these storms have mesocyclones. I think it's interesting. Are you crazy? Or is there no audio? Please. There is no audio. What the heck just happened? Can Twitch be, Can Twitch fix itself, please? I'll try to fix it. I'll try to fix it on Twitch. I don't know. Global settings. There we go, hopefully. Twitch moment. Can it, like, fix itself again? That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Still got a couple storms. Massive severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, has just been issued. Let's go live to our look over here south of Mansfield. Near the Belleville area. This is Snow Trail Ski Park. This is not Troy, Ohio. Wondering if Akron or Cleveland will have it worse? Probably Akron. Probably Akron. A little bit of rotation over near Shelby, but I don't think it's going to be anything too significant. Ashland will definitely need to watch out. I'll let you know if Twitch does something again. There could be an echo in the background at some point. Once again, Twitch is just being stupid. I genuinely don't know how to fix that. I might have to, like, sign out of Twitch on my Streamlabs and then sign back in. Maybe. I know our YouTube is working pretty well, so we should be good with that, but... I'm gonna start moving my radars. I'm actually gonna organize them. Alright, Detroit. Cleveland. Put it in Cleveland again. Put that in Wilmington. Put that in Wilmington. New tornado warning.
Tornado warning for southern Richland County in north-central Ohio, southern Ashland County in north-central Ohio, northeastern Morrow County in north-central Ohio, northern Knox County in north-central Ohio, northwestern Holmes County in northeastern Ohio.
So if you are in any of those areas, you need to get in your safe space. Tornado warning has been issued for your area. So new tornado warning, portions of Belleville, Butler, Perrysville, Frederickstown. I wonder if it's actually better if some of these other views. What's up, DH? Yo. What are my thoughts on the weather after the line goes through? It'll get a bit cooler. It's usually what happens. Yeah, this is gonna get very close to Belleville. Yeah, we're just gonna do Mount Mansfield. Yeah, as I said, I'll let you know stuff on Twitch when I can. If you're in Lucas, Belleville, Butler, Yankeetown, Fredericktown, Chesterville, Londonville, Perrysville, Hayesville, and Loudonville. If you're looks like that cell that's over near Shelby is still trying to spin up just a little bit more. North and west of Mansfield. Shelby. Little bit of rotation here. You can see green's moving towards, red's moving away. So we got the spin. Got a little bit of a hook with this storm as well. Look at that. Storm is trying to wrap that rain around. Green screen, Nate? It was. Check the stream output. What the heck is happening? Okay. So what I'm going to do here, chat, I'm going to turn the live stream off. I'm going to turn it back on. I'm going to create a new live stream. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to turn it back on. Sounds good?